What if I told you this 8-year-old boy begging on the street would one day own luxury cars worth millions? Right now, he has no home, no food, no future, just an empty metal cup in his shaking hands. People walk past him every day, pretending he doesn't exist. His name is Daniel, and today, he hasn't eaten in 24 hours. The cold concrete sidewalk is his bed. The traffic noise is his lullaby. But inside this small, starving child lives a dangerous dream, a dream that refuses to die. Most people see a beggar. He sees a beginning. Every coin that drops into his cup feels like survival. But one day, something changes. A black luxury car stops right in front of him. The window rolls down slowly. A businessman looks at Daniel, not with pity, but curiosity. Instead of giving him money, he gives him a question. Why are you begging instead of working? The question hits harder than hunger. Daniel doesn't answer. He just stares, because no one had ever asked him that before. That night, he couldn't sleep. The question echoed in his mind. The next morning, he made a decision. Instead of begging, he offered to clean windshields at traffic lights. Most drivers ignored him. Some shouted at him, but one driver handed him $2. $2 earned, not given. For the first time, he felt powerful. That feeling was worth more than the money. He worked every day after that. Rain or heat, it didn't matter. At night, he counted every dollar carefully. He didn't spend it on candy. He didn't waste it on toys. He saved it, week after week, month after month. By age 9, he had saved his first $300. For most kids, that's nothing. For Daniel, it was freedom. But freedom comes with risk, because saving money is one thing. Knowing what to do with it is another. One evening, he saw something that changed everything. A small street vendor selling bottled water. People were buying fast, very fast. Daniel realized something powerful. The man wasn't begging. He was solving a problem. And that night, Daniel made the biggest decision of his life. Daniel spent the next day thinking about business. Not begging. He wanted money that grows, not money that disappears. He remembered the water vendor he saw yesterday. People were thirsty, and he was standing in the middle of traffic, where thirsty drivers passed every minute. So he bought 5 bottles of water with his savings. His heart was beating fast. This was not begging anymore. This was business. He placed the bottles inside a small, dirty backpack. Then he walked to the busiest intersection in the city. Cars were moving fast. People were busy with their lives. No one noticed the small boy standing between expensive vehicles. But Daniel was patient. He waited for red lights. Red lights mean opportunity. He approached the first car. Water, $1, he said softly. The driver looked at him, then smiled, and bought 2 bottles instead of 1. That moment changed everything. Money was now moving through his hands, not just into his cup. By sunset, all 5 bottles were sold. He had earned $10. $10 felt like a mountain of gold. But Daniel didn't celebrate. He thought like a businessman. He reinvested $5 immediately, buying more water, selling again the next day. His income started growing slowly, very slowly, but growth is growth, even if it is small. At age 10, he was already thinking differently from other children. Other kids were playing games. Daniel was studying people, studying what they needed, and how to sell solutions. One day, something unexpected happened. The same businessman from before returned. He watched Daniel working silently. Then he walked toward him. "You are not a beggar anymore," he said. "You are an entrepreneur." That word felt strange to Daniel, but powerful. The businessman gave him advice. Never sell time for survival, sell value for growth. Daniel was now 12 years old, and life was getting harder. More competition appeared at the traffic intersection. Other children started selling water too. His sales dropped slowly. Fear started entering his mind. Because business is not always success. Sometimes, business is survival. But Daniel refused to quit. He started thinking like a real investor. He didn't want to stay on the street forever. He wanted something bigger, something permanent. So he started saving more aggressively. Every dollar was counted. Every cent mattered. At age 13, he had saved $900. Then he made his first real investment decision. He bought a used bicycle, not for riding, but for delivery work. He started delivering groceries for small shops. People trusted him because he was honest. Trust is currency in business. Soon, he was earning more than street selling. But success brings danger. At 14, he met older teenagers who tried to influence him. They told him to spend money on parties, on clothes, on temporary happiness. But Daniel remembered something important. Future wealth requires present discipline. So he stayed focused. He kept working, kept saving. At 15, he made a big mistake. He invested his savings in a small street trading deal. The partner disappeared with half of his money. Daniel felt broken, but this was his greatest lesson. Never trust money promises without contracts. Pain became his teacher, not his enemy. He started learning about real business systems, online business models, technology opportunities, digital economy growth. By 16, he started a small online resale business, using social media marketplaces, selling used electronics. His income doubled within months. At 18 years old, Daniel's life changed forever. He was no longer that hungry street child. He was now running a small online business, selling products through digital marketplaces. Customers started recognizing his name. Trust turned into brand value. Brand value turned into money. Money turned into opportunities. He hired 2 workers to help with deliveries. This was his first real business team. At 19, he registered his first small company, the same city where he once begged for food. Now he was paying taxes as a business owner. Success felt strange, because success changes your identity, not just your bank account. At 20, he expanded into online retail, importing low-cost products, selling at higher margins, smart pricing strategy. His profits increased rapidly, very rapidly. By 22, he became a millionaire, but he never forgot where he came from. Every month, he returned to the streets, not to beg, but to help other poor children. He started funding education programs, building small community opportunities, because real wealth is not just money, it is impact, it is legacy. By 25, his business reached international markets. Customers from different countries were buying his products. His story became inspirational. People started calling him a self-made success story. But Daniel disagreed. No one becomes successful alone, he said. Life teaches you, people guide you, opportunities appear. He remembered the businessman who once asked him a question. Why are you begging instead of working? That's